Hi, everybody. So today we're here with, what's your name?
Esma Ashraf.
And you are the author of
Shamma, the Dancing Flame.
We recently posted a questionnaire on my Instagram page, and I didn't realize that we were going to have such a great response from all of you guys. So what we were going to do a live originally, but instead we chose to do a whole video trying to answer all of your great questions. A lot of them were actually repeats, but some of them were really great questions that we just couldn't bypass. We're going to talk about her fabulous new book. It is a poem book. And Esma, why don't you tell us a little bit about the book and what inspired you to write this book?
First of all, thank you so much for taking your time out for this. So my book is, as you know, is Shamma, the Dancing Flame, and it's a book of poems. And it's a romantic book of poetry, and it is broken into two parts. And the first part, it has In Love I Dance, and the second part has In Love I Melt. So first I would like to talk about what Shamma is, and followed by the dancing flame. Shamma is a feminine name in our culture. I'm originally from Pakistan, and so it is used in romantic poetry. It is also a feminine name, as I said earlier, like how name is Linda or or Sydney, or so. It's like Shamma means flame of the candle.
That's
And
beautiful.
people use it over there because in Pakistan, in India, and I think it's in Iran and Turkish too. People use it, and for their daughters, when their daughters are born, so they give them name Shamma. And also it is used in poetry because it's a romantic name, and it's how Shamma is the flame. It gives light. It has so much power, and so much romance and sensuality. So it gives light, it brightens your mood, it brightens your day. So, and it's a candle.
Yes.
It is a candle.
Who doesn't love
It is a
candles?
candle. And not the scented ones, but those ethnic style candles. So it has a very romantic touch to it. So that's what I thought that I would, because I'm an Urdu poet also, that Urdu is my language, is my first language. So I have been writing in Urdu from 25 years. So I thought I would just, introduce something in English or American literature too. And so that's why I purposely named this Shamma, the Dancing Flame, because how the flame dances in love and romance, and how it also melts and how it dies. It's sad. It's kind of a other element to it. So that's pretty much the concept behind it. But also it's a very deeper meaning that people, like how you give love to people, how mostly women, men too, but mostly women.
Yes.
They give love, and so much love to your family, to loved ones, your partner, your children, your friends. But there's so much sacrifice behind it. So that's what. But we give. We love to give. But then there's so much, sacrifice, so much compromise, so much, and slowly we die inside. Even though it's okay, we have to do this for our family, for loved ones.
Yes.
We have so much to offer.
Yes.
So that's what it is. This is what my way of thinking.
I just love Shamma, the name, and when I first met you and you explained what Shamma was and what the meaning behind it was, I fell in love with it. And for me, somebody that's not really, I've never been introduced to poems, you made a believer out of me with this one. It was just a beautiful, very sensual, uplifting book in so many ways. And I read, I'm a mom and a wife, and so sometimes I need to escape my reality of everything. So I locked the door in the bathroom and I took a bath, and I had my candles lit, and I started reading, and it was such an easy book to read. that you almost kind of want to get into the next poem and kind of get into just the love of it and what it just does. I can't even describe it. But there was one poem in here that I absolutely fell in love with, and it's called Autumn Fever. What made you write Autumn Fever? What's the meaning behind it? And tell us a little bit about that.
Autumn Fever is very close to my heart, actually. I wrote, because before writing poems, I used to write proses.
Okay.
And they were long proses, like so many long. And I had a website too. And then because I love autumn, autumn is my favorite
Yes.
season. And it brings a lot of memories of past,
Mm-hmm.
you know, meeting friends, you know, going out with them, and you know, relationships, and everybody is like, because it's beautiful, it's oranges and red and yellow, so
Which
it
is a lot of your colors from your country,
yeah,
right?
like we are very colorful. A lot of colors everywhere. So yeah, so that also added a lot of emotional touch to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I literally used to drive, going, you know, here and there in New York, you know, where our places are, like Poughkeepsie and, you know, Wappingers or Highland or here and there. So,
Right.
so driving there, going by those places, by those roads, and really made me feel that connection with, because every, you know, when I wrote this, I wrote.
Yeah.
And then when the next autumn came, it bring back those memories again.
Yes.
So that hit the spot, even though now too, even next year too, in autumn, I'm gonna, because I wrote many autumn, again, new ones. So that's like, you know, my experiences with, you know, here and there.
Right.
So that really, it is very special poem. It's very close to my heart.
Would you be willing to read it?
Oh yes, of course.
All right.
Let me find it.
It's on page 66.
Okay.
Just so when you guys get the book, it's on page 66 and 67.
Okay. So, Autumn Fever. Some days like these remind me of you, when the crisp perfume of falling leaves bring out the memories. It was this time when our hearts met and our souls were connected. You stood there, having sparkle in those eyes. You waited for me, and I became whole. Now each color of my leaf is fading as I cross those roads, drive by the teasing areas, and witness nothing but pale bodies, rotten and wounded. This is how I am addicted to it. Some days like these, laugh at my weaknesses and bury my desires under the soft pillows of few joys, seldom sorrows. Shattered in pieces, just like the half moon shining through, doing its best to laugh at me. A pounding heart along with a rustling sound of swishing leaves, and then I hear nothing more. The crisp air crushes my courage as I walk up to search for your footsteps. It is not you there, but dead leaves. The time has slipped away, but I am digging my moments again and again. This is how I'm addicted to it.
I love that. I just love it. And it puts me into a mind frame of just the crisp, cool air, nighttime. For me, this is what it makes me feel like, and it just brings me back to my favorite season, which is fall.
Yeah.
And which is the time that I met my husband and fell in love.
Oh.
So that's what this does. I think it's a very romantic.
It is.
Just very romantic. But I appreciate you reading.
Thank you.
I think that anybody that is not even into poems, I think this is a great start to get into the poem, just reading a poem. They're easy to read and they're quick. They're not like long paragraphs where it's a long drawn out like a novel. You know, it's not a story like that, but it's a story in a different way that can almost touch your soul. Some of them are very relatable because of your story, and other people, it may not be relatable. But I think if you're a reader, if you're not a reader, if you're just looking for something to escape the everyday reality and just put you in a different field, I think this is something that is just very touching. And I honestly, just knowing the name Shamma, I think is a very sexy, I just think it's very sexy. I think it's very, the story behind it and the meaning, I think it's a beautiful story. So I definitely, let's answer some questions.
Sure.
I definitely want to know, how can people buy your book?
Well, it is available on Amazon, and it's available on Barnes and Noble as well, but online. Nook, that's what it's called. And local bookstores here, they have it, some copies, in Poughkeepsie, in New Paltz, Inquiring Minds, and Barner Bookstore, and in Newburgh, there's Barking Goose, they have it. And also where else, in Vassar College, there's Vassar Road, there's also bookstores, three art bookstore, I think they have it. But mostly, yes, Amazon.com and my publishing company, which is archwaypublishing.com. You can purchase from there.
Can they purchase it from your website?
Oh yes, it is on my website. It's www.esmashraf.com, which is ESMASHRAF.com. They can purchase over there, and they will have information over there too about book, about myself. And
can they purchase it on your Facebook too?
No, I didn't put anything like that.
Okay, but they can reach out to you on Facebook.
Facebook,
if they need
yes.
to find it.
You can follow me on Facebook, facebook.com/candlepoems, and I'm very active on Instagram and Twitter as well, at Esma Ashraf, which is again ESMASHRAF. So you can find it there.
Okay, and thank you everybody for tuning in, and we will see you in the next video. Have a great day.
Thank you.